What's up, Hokie Nation, and welcome into another Brent Pry press conference breakdown as Virginia Tech looks to win its fourth consecutive contest this weekend when it travels up to Syracuse to face off against the Orange in the JMA Wireless Dome. Now, what are Brent Pry's overall thoughts on first-year head coach Fran Brown and what he's done with that program? Let's see.
Coach Brown in year one doing a heck of a job. He's got momentum. He's brought energy to the team. They're playing aggressive. They're playing fast. And then they've got what I would say a superb talented quarterback, a guy that leads the league in passing and 64% completion rate. He's got some good people he's throwing the ball to. 2, 7, 19. I mean, there's one bunch of guys that have a lot of catches right now. So we got our hands full. I need to have a great week.
So before we focus on Syracuse, though, the big topic of discussion going into this weekend is what is Baze Tuton's status? He left Saturday's win over Georgia Tech with just over 3 minutes left to go. Here we go.
I think Baze is probable right now. Again, I won't know much more until today and tomorrow, to feel better about it. He is tough. I think we all know that. It was a decent injury that, obviously, we're concerned about. But, I'm kind of like Jay Lane, not in the dramatic sense with Baze, but that he's tough. And if he's got an opportunity to play, he will.
And then what about Xavier Chaplain? Is he good to go after last weekend? Let's see.
Yeah, he's got the shoulder that's kind of been ongoing a little bit. He got leg whipped, got a kind of a minor bone bruise, but I'd say Xavier is probable also.
Now, flipping back to Syracuse, I think when talking about the Orange, it obviously starts with quarterback Kylemcord. Well documented, he's a transfer from Ohio State that left the Buckeyes after being their starter last year and has since joined the Orange. What are Pry's thoughts on McCord as a whole? Here we go.
I think he's got a quick release and he's got a really strong arm. And as you mentioned, it can be the quick throws, which they do plenty of. They break away from coverage, and he can throw the shots. Back shoulder balls, fade balls. He does a nice job placing the ball. And it's not just one or two guys that he targets. There's 4 guys to me that we have to be well aware of.
So in Pitt's 41-13 victory over Syracuse on Thursday night, what did the Panthers do to rattle McCord? He threw 5 interceptions and 3 pick sixes in the first half. Here's Pry.
I'd say this. Pitt did a nice job. I don't want to take anything away. It was a combination of quality rush, collapsing the pocket, not giving him great room to step into his throws. I think they also brought some good pressures. And then thirdly, they changed up the coverage at times. So I think Pitt did a good job in all 3 areas. They made breaks on the ball. But also, I think Syracuse, they didn't play their best. I think there were some dropped balls that ended drives. Some of them were explosive plays. And, I think there's a couple decisions that McCord would like to have back, obviously. So I look for an improved offense. I mean, they've played much more consistent, much better all year. Against North Carolina State, a good victory in Raleigh. They didn't have a turnover. NC State commits 3. Syracuse has 0. They win the game 24-17. So, I think that's probably more the type of team they are.
And then as David Teal pointed out, Syracuse is actually top 12 in the country in both third down offense and third down defense, which is pretty crazy to think about. Why is that so? Particularly offensively with a guy like McCord, Rondé Gadsden, their tight end, and LaQuint Allen. Let's see.
Yeah, first of all, I think their quick game has a lot to do with that. They'll throw the ball for 4 or 5 to stay on schedule. He's got that type of arm, that type of release. They'll snap a route off. He'll drop it in there. They'll get 4. They'll get 5. They do that on early downs quite a bit, just as effective as running the ball, for 4 or 5. So they do that. And then I think defensively it's their speed. They got some guys that can rush the quarterback. They got good speed in the secondary. Makes it challenging on third down.
So then breaking that down a little bit further, what stands out about Syracuse defensively? Here's Pry.
Fast. Yeah, they're fast. They're aggressive. They have a great time playing. They're flying around. Fidel Diggs, I'm well aware of him. We recruited him at my previous institution. He's leading their team in minus yardage plays. He's a problem on the edge. They got a couple of DBs that cover very, very well. So we've got our hands full.
So there you have it. A massive one in the Dome on Saturday. Noon Eastern, the CW, Virginia Tech plays a conference title elimination game against the Orange, with that Clemson game looming next week. Can they get to that game where it really means something? We'll find out. Much more coming up on Tech Sideline later this week. But for now, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you very soon.